Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's another exciting day for MW3 as today via the opening night live Gamescom event, we got some brand new gameplay footage for Modern Warfare 3. So we're gonna dive in, break it down, and basically detail everything that was revealed. As we do so, if you guys are new here, you wanna make sure you hit that subscribe button because as any new MW3 intel drops, whether it's reveals, announcements, leaks, you name it, I'm gonna be covering it. So hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. And if you guys enjoy the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it as well. Also, real quick, just a heads up, all week long, my Gamer Advantage discount code is gonna be boosted up to 20% off your entire order, which is the largest discount they've done. So if you want to take advantage of those increased savings, pick up a pair of new frames, maybe some accessories, restock on some glass cleaner or whatever the case may be, code immortal at checkout will get you that increased discount for this week only. And the link for that is going to be down below. But let's get into the MW3 gameplay. All right, so the Gamescom reveal has taken place. We've got a trailer. I'm going to have my full raw reaction over on my second channel with all the gameplay and everything. So if you want to see my raw reaction to everything here, all the reveals that take place within this little gameplay footage, feel free to go and check that out. But getting into the actual, what was shown here, basically, we get actual gameplay. And this first part here is the Sledgehammer devs showing off open combat, sort of the play it your way style gameplay in the campaign, which we start to see here. And we get some interesting footage. That was shown right there is in fact the Verdansk Dam area, but under Nightfall, which is kind of interesting. So this is modern day Verdansk. There's the zip line here with the shotgun that we get full looks at as well, which is pretty cool. You get the self-revive kit. There's some shotguns on the ground. You can also see some of the other weapons in play. There's like an armor box as well. So it's actual gear you can grab and load up with as well. There's self-revives in the campaign, armor plates as well. The MTZ-556, one of the weapons shown here, which they then go and inspect. Similar scope from MW2. Obviously, there's going to be shared assets between MW2 and MW3 for various reasons, and that scope is one of them. We get more looks at the like general Verdansk area though. The Verdansk gameplay looks really cool because it's obviously something we haven't seen in some time. This is the dam crossing again. He's got the noob tube. He sends it out. Fully kitted out gun here. And then I don't know this area. This to me looks new. I don't recognize this. I could be dumb. Also, the mini map is kind of interesting to see with the open combating campaign. But then you put the C4 on the ATV and you send it over was pretty cool. The canister shooting that midair. That I think is sort of the tac stance gameplay here, where it's like half ADS, half canted, half hip fire kind of stuff. Similar to the canted laser sight, but I think that's like what the tac stance is that they've been talking about here. You get like the underbarrel stuff too going on there. The shotty's back in there. And then again with the mini map is kind of interesting to see as well. You get some slide canceling there with the 7.62, the cruise missile action as well. And then that's like the open combat little preview. Then they also go through and they show us actual campaign gameplay footage. This is the first mission. We'll skip through a little bit of this because it's just the cinematic, but it's basically them just exiting the submarine, right? And then they swim up to what is, well, Verdansk prison. More actual gameplay of Verdansk here. Then we got the remainder of this to go through and break down. This is about 8 minutes of non-stop gameplay for what's happening in MW3 with the story. So obviously we're outside of the prison, which you might notice looks a little bit different than the Verdansk back in the day with the prison. The exterior of it, there's a little bit more, you know, foliage to the side and whatnot. It's not the same map that we played Warzone on, right? So again, just to preface, we're probably not going to see this in Warzone in the future. Verdansk is for the campaign, and it's this universe being fleshed out now, which is very cool for sure. I'm excited to see how it all unfolds. But obviously, you might recall that we've seen little bits and pieces of this back in the initial campaign reveal trailer from the event, where they're going to now go up and scale the prison, basically. And this is very much so a stealthy sort of go in exfil style mission. And we get some cool gameplay dynamics sort of revealed here. Like, for instance, this, which is the line launcher. It's basically like a zipline launcher. Probably going to be campaign only. But as I mentioned in my initial reveal reaction on my second channel, I'm curious to see if this is something that we'd ever see in Warzone, in multiplayer, or even zombies as like a piece of equipment that you could use to navigate the map. I doubt it, but it would be cool to have something like this, a little grappling hook or zipline style mechanic. Obviously, Blackout had the grapple hooks, and those were always a ton of fun to use for gameplay. That was obviously a piece of the initial campaign preview. Then you get the overhead look at what's going on with the interior of the prison as well. You get that blue NVGs. This is something I like the look of it too. It's I like the blue vibe. little bit different from like the more rough green that we've seen before. We've seen various different styles of NVGs though. Like I said, this mission, relatively, you know, stealthy. They talked about the open world missions or the open combat missions, right? Again, a similar scope from MW2. But they talked about the open combat missions, and that was just like that little beginning preview, I guess. Whereas this is all focused on the first mission of the campaign, which definitely seems more linear. You'll notice as we go through, this is definitely the AI is sort of doing the walkthrough of the mission, and you're playing it with them in a sense. Very similar to the standard stuff. You got guys parachuting in. Cool animation, but looks pretty similar to, you know, that of what you'd see in Warzone. I doubt you'll be coasting that much towards the bottom in Warzone for it, but still, it's there for the cinematics, as is most of this mission, basically. The prison towers, how many times I ran up there to get loot, to find intel back in the day, you may remember. Very cool stuff. Everyone's got their MVGs set up here, too. Bump the audio up a little bit. Then again, like I said, you'll see some similar attachments and scopes and whatnot from MW2, since there are some shared assets, but MW3 has its own arsenal, and we've already seen some of the new weapons featured here too. And we're about to see some more here as they actually break into the interior of the Gulag. And this is why you lock your doors, because any infill team could just be like, hey, we're gonna let ourselves into the prison real quick. Their ring camera should have been like up in the top. You know what I'm saying? Then they take their MVGs off. They can see like a cool little cinematic of the interior, which is loaded up with guards and these different barricades and stuff. This is another side area that I'm sure you probably remember as well within Warzone gameplay. If you missed the chopper landing, you'd always be running into this side. I've done that my fair share of times as well. Get the Bertha truck there in the front too. Big old explosion in the background, which is obviously bait. It's a diversion. These guys were not easily as fooled, and it was their ultimate demise. The visual recoil seems very basic based off of this, I will say. There's not much bounce. This reminds me a lot of like the VOK scope from MW 2019. Very much so visual bounce, but not much visual recoil. Much more slimmed down from MW2. This appears to be like a build out of the Scorpion Evo almost. The irons are very much so Scorpion Evo-esque. It's got a suppressor, an underbarrel. Looks like the Otra's at stock on it as well. So another weapon confirmed there. I like the look of it. Now we're going even deeper into the prison. Imagine this was like all accessible in Warzone. How much crazier prison gameplay could have been, right? Now we're in like the underbelly. It's not the term, but you know what I'm saying. We're underneath the base of the prison, which we've been able to access somewhat within Warzone before, with like the partial cell area, which is coincidentally enough what we're breaking into here, but this is a little bit more built out for this new style. This obviously is not what the interior looked like fully when we were playing it. It was a little more beat down, and this scene is really cool. The muzzle flash being the sole thing you can see here is such a cool cinematic there, and I mentioned that in my initial reaction. Caught me off guard, but I really like that. That's such a cool way to you know, manipulate the gameplay there. And then we're now in this slow sort of rappel where it is hip fire only on the CX-9 or the Scorpion Evo here. You can see you got the laser on there, so you see at least where you're aiming, and you're on the slow rappel down into the depths of the Gulag, the prison. It's cool to actually have Verdansk gameplay fleshed out like this in a way that we've never seen. This is obviously Verdansk, still Custovia, same general area and whatnot, but it's an updated Verdansk that is going to be fresh and unique in a lot of different ways. Now, how much of this we'll be able to explore in the campaign with the open missions, that's to be determined, and we'll find out eventually once we can get our hands on. But it's going to be interesting to see how much you can actually explore and live out, which I'm very excited for. Then you hit the bottom here, there's even more cells and whatnot. And again, want to preface, this is all campaign stuff. Just because we're in the prison and we're in Verdansk right now does not mean this is going to be coming to multiplayer as a map or even Warzone as a battle royale map. They haven't said anything about that as of right now. Again, really dark in here. I'm actually kind of surprised they took off the NVGs. A lot of flashing, though, from the storm with the lightning and everything, and obviously the sirens and everything going off as well. And they break through into the final little bit here, which is like a holding area or something for storage, ammo. This is an elite task force team. Now, this doesn't appear to be Task Force 141. I'm not really sure. I can't tell. But they know what they're doing. You go even deeper, and then you see the big bunker, the big cell. And you already know Call of Duty is going to leave you with that cliffhanger. We're going back into cinematic mode. And right as it's about to breach, Modern Warfare 3, pre-order now, gain early access, pre-order for the beta. By the way, speaking of the beta, that information's also out there too. So in regards to that, we actually got the beta dates revealed today. So the early access beta on PlayStation is the 6th to the 7th. The open beta on PlayStation is the 8th to the 10th. And then the early access for all platforms, 12th to the 13th of October. Open for everybody, 14th to 16th of October. So there was a lot of leaks saying those were the dates, and those are now confirmed. Also, COD Next is going to be happening October 5th, and that's when we'll have the full-on multiplayer reveal. So we've got that to look forward to. Charlie Intel also says the beta will feature a selection of MW2 2009 maps alongside one Ground War map, which will be brand new. Pre-order for early access. PlayStation Plus is not required. Xbox Live Gold is required. PC requires a Battle.net or Steam account. So a lot of MW3 reveals today. We got the MP reveal date with COD Next on the October 5th date. We got the beta dates now. We actually have gameplay footage of what MW3 is going to look like. The graphics look pretty. The weapons look cool. And I'm excited to see, you know, how this is actually played out story-wise, and then obviously bleeding into multiplayer and Warzone. But that's going to wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.